Obviously, they have great players. I know Coach Pagano's doing a great job of coaching them up with the scheme, and I think they just play extremely fast and extremely aggressive. I think they know that based on the style of defense they play, there's only a certain amount of plays the offense can run in situations, and they can be very aggressive when defending those. They can kind of take their chances, jump some of the routes a little bit soon. They do a great job of getting off the ball on the cadence, and a lot of disruption into the quarterback, into the pocket. So just very dynamic, very dangerous, and extremely disruptive.
And the conversation about the Bears defense, you got to start with Khalil Mack, and we see how disruptive he can be here.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you're going to see him on the edge really do a great pass rush move here off with the tackle. So just knows its pass, can really does a great job with the keys. You can see by his stance, he's got great lean. He's going to do a great job of getting off the ball. Fires off the ball right here, kind of flashes his numbers to the offensive tackle who shoots his hands. And once he does, you can just see he takes away, all that chest area that the tackle's trying to hit, shows him really his back, and then just dips underneath. I think the amazing thing about Khalil Mack is just his ability to, move his upper body, but his lower body's still going towards the quarterback. He dips underneath, he gets his feet going, turns the toe right there, gets around the corner, and then pops up and through. And by the time he's around, the tackle right here, he's on top of the quarterback. He attacks the ball through the pocket. He turns it over, and he's such a big playmaker for him. He's just that dynamic on the edge. They move him around. They'll put him inside. They can put him outside. They make you deal with him in a lot of different situations. But out on the edge in space, that's where he's most dangerous.
Well, Mack is the one that gets after the quarterback here, but he's not the only one that you've got to look out for up front there.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, they got a lot of great players. Floyd, you're going to see on the other side of the edge. Goldman inside. I mean, obviously we know Hicks is a dynamic player when he's out there. He's not going to be out there this week, but they just cause you a lot of different problems. Inside, outside, they push great pressure in the middle of the pocket. Goldman right there kind of pushing the middle, and then again, Khalil off the edge. So very dynamic, very disruptive in the front, and if you hold the ball too long, they make you pay for it.
And then if that's not enough, you've got Kendall Fuller on the back end.
Yeah, I mean, he's an outstanding corner. He's a guy that's seen a lot of different plays, a lot of different routes, a lot of different great players, and someone that really, you can see up here at the top. Great instinctual player. That's a really good wide receiver right there in Adams that he's defending against. He does a good job of reading his release, kind of sees his body lean, sees, his shoulders and his head kind of working the up position. He jumps the route right now, drives on it at the sticks, and he's just he's a long player. He can get his hands in the pocket and he can knock it down. So very instinctual guy, can play off, can play press, can play one-on-one, can lock it up, does a good job of understanding concepts. Experienced guy that just, you see that down in, down out of him making big plays against great players, every single week.
What's your team need to do to be successful against this Bears defense?
I mean, I think for us, we got to just go out and try to play, a clean game from that standpoint, try to play smart. Can't have penalties, can't give the Bears any extra opportunities. Certainly got to make sure that we, on defense, limit the big plays, and on offense, we protect the ball. I mean, I think those are the big things that the Bears do really well, and when they do, they usually work out really well for them. So if we can eliminate some of those things and kind of keep it working in our favor, then that'll give us a chance to win. They're a very fast offense. They have a lot of different skill players out there that can get vertical on you real quick. They're very dynamic. They use the different types of motions and formations and personnel. A lot of different things to try to distract you as a defense. Some things that, what we call eye control, where plays may be going in one direction and somebody else may be going vertical or horizontal in another direction. And so for us, it's about being disciplined. It's about being smart and understand that we see the whole picture and not overreact to one thing because, if you do that, it's just real dangerous. They can get by you real quick.
They've got Tariq Cohen at running back, but you've really got to watch out for him in the passing game.
Yeah, there's no doubt. I mean, he's a special player. He's a unique talent. He can run the ball. He can get outside in the edge in the run game. He can run receiver-type routes, and he can go vertical. And when he does, it's usually dynamic. So from that aspect of it, he's a big challenge for us. He's a great player for them, someone I think that really makes that offense go, and we'll have our work cut out for us.
Well, we see exactly what you're talking about in this first clip.
Yeah, no doubt. I mean, you're going to see him. He's kind of lined up in the backfield in his normal running back position. They're going to have a little bit of a package here with a wide receiver motions by, try to create some distraction there for the defense, try to influence everybody over to the defensive right, kind of overreact to it. And then in the meantime, while he's kind of going this way, you can see all the receivers, they're going vertical. So again, it's that eye control where, something may be going one way, but in the end, everybody else is kind of going vertical. And Cohen's one of those guys that out of the backfield, he can do a great job of just, hitting that extra gear and going vertical. You can see him right now as he's coming through, kind of set the linebackers up with a little bit of a high hat, high shoulder, and then he just digs in and he's vertical. He's past almost the safety here in the middle of the field. It's a shot right up the seam, and it's a big play downfield. They do it really well. We've seen this play a few times this season, but the Bears and Cohen, they do it, some of the best.
All right, and speaking of going vertical, they've got Allen Robinson you got to look out for as well.
Yeah, another great player for him. You know, a guy that's just very dynamic in the passing game, runs great routes. You can see right here, they kind of move him around, put him in different situations. They put him on the inside receiver position here. They're going to get him vertical. They're going to run him overs. They're going to run him in cuts. He can really do a great job of getting in and out of those routes and giving the defenders, you know, a hard time covering in the one-on-one situations. This is another really good play here, kind of in the fringe area where they're going to try to put the ball downfield. They're trying to get a matchup on a linebacker, which they do. He kind of, you know, rolls through the linebacker underneath coverage. The middle field safety is kind of over the top of it, but once he realizes the speed over the top, he kind of turns his attention to Gabriel, who's behind him. And once that happens, the quarterback sees the one-on-one with the linebacker, you know, on Robinson right there and just puts it up. He knows he's going to make a great play. He knows he's got an advantage in that situation. He's put the ball up to him a lot of times. He's come down with it a lot of times, and it's just someone that really gets their offense going. He's a guy that's a dynamic playmaker and someone that they can rely on to come through when they have to.
What have you seen from Trubisky this season?
I think, you know, for him, again, you know, there's been games where I think obviously defenses have done a couple different things to him this year. He's seen a lot of different looks, but really in the end, he's a consistent guy. He's an athletic guy. He's a strong guy. He can get out of the pocket. He can cause you a lot of problems out on the edge, and he's got a strong arm, and they've got enough vertical speed that they can get the ball downfield to him. So certainly playing them at their place where, you know, they have all the line of scrimmage communication. They can really change the plays when they need to, and he can operate under, you know, kind of that full control of the offense. That's when he's at his most dangerous, so it would be a big challenge.